Hello beautiful viewers, welcome back to the channel once again. We are continuing our project. We've done so many videos on the project that we are working on. You are using PHP, MySQL, JavaScript, CSS and other programming language to design a database. So let's have a look at what we are trying to achieve. Okay, so we have this login. So if I log in as an admin, this is where it will take me to. So this is the admin dashboard. Okay, so this is what we are trying to achieve. Okay, and currently we are working on the stock in PHP file. Okay, we are trying to design something like this where we will be able to update or add new products to our database. This is typically a database for a clothing shop. Okay, it could be a boutique or any clothing shop. So we are trying to design something like this. Now let's continue from where we left the other time. So as I said, we need to open our directory folder, which can be found in the local disk. When you open it, then you go to XAMPP. Inside XAMPP, you look for HT docs. You open it and you look for the directory folder that you are working on or we are using. In the other video I showed you, or I told you, we are using this directory folder. So I open it. Inside that, these are the two PHP files that we've created. Okay, so currently we are working on the stock underscore in.php. So just right click on that and open with the text editor that you prefer, the one that you've installed on your PC. Me, I'm using Notepad++ as a text editor, so I'll open with it. So this is where we've gotten to. Currently this is where we've done so far. Okay, and as I said, we want to achieve something like this. Okay, so a drop down menu for products, then a drop down for categories, and so on and so forth. I think we are done with the product aspect, we are done with the category aspect. Then we move on to the size and then the color. Okay, so we want to do a drop down. So this is the query language for the two drop downs, the product name and that of the category drop down. Okay, so let's move on, or let's continue from where we left. So now we're going to do a query for fetching a unique size. Okay, so we have different sizes for different products. Okay, we have different sizes for different products. So we need to get a query for that will return the distinct sizes for the product. So we need to define our variable. As I said initially, PHP, to define a variable, or we need to begin with the $sign, then the name of the category, sorry, the name of the variable. So it's going to be size or sizes underscore results. Okay, underscore results, we're going to assign value to it. So we're going to use database connection object or a method. So CONN. So let me copy the whole of this. Okay, it's the same, so just copy. So let me clean this, so Control V. So I have it. So we're going to query it. So we're going to send it to the server to return the sizes that we have. Okay, so we're going to use a keyword. Select from my SQL, then distinct. Now we're going to use a distinct keyword because a product, or in the product table, we might have different sizes. Okay, we can have repeated sizes like medium, large, extra large, and so on and so forth for different products. So we want the query to return distinct. Okay, if there are duplicates, it shouldn't return all of them. It should return only one distinct, different sizes. Okay, so if there are many medium in the table, we should return only one medium size. Okay, that's the meaning of the distinct keyword for my SQL. Okay, so we're gonna return or retrieve a distinct color from the table. Okay, so distinct size from, so we're gonna use another keyword from my SQL from product table. Okay, so the product table is going to contain different sizes for different products. So where I'm going to give a condition, so where size is not null, where size is not, so also a keyword, it's not, so it should return all the sizes in the database where sizes field or column in the table are not empty. Okay, so where size is not empty, so if there are empty, if there is a product without a color, it will not return it. Okay, so it is not going to return it. We don't want to give let's say a blank space in our drop down. There shouldn't be any blank space in our drop down. We want to get all the sizes in the table, so that's why we are saying we are giving a condition where sizes is not empty. Okay, and also the size is not going to be empty. We're going to check that the empty field is not empty. Okay, so where size is not empty, make sure we have it like that. We're going to make sure the size field is not empty. You shouldn't, if it is empty, you should not return it. Okay, if there's a product in the table, if there's a particular product without size, then it should not return that in our drop down. That's the meaning of what we've written so far. Okay, so it's going to leave it as it is. Then you should order it. You should order it for us. So we're going to order by the size. Okay, so we're going to group it by the size of the products. Okay, so we should order it by the size of the products. Okay, so we should order it for us. That's the meaning of what we've written so far. So we are saying that we are saying that this method should run on the server and retrieve all the sizes in the product table. So from the product table, where now we are going to give a condition when returning it. If there is an empty field for a size of a product, it should not return it, it should not include it in our query. So we are saying that you shouldn't give a blank space. Okay, Okay, there shouldn't be any blank space over here. You should return only sizes. You should return only the sizes for us, and if there is a blank space in the table, you should not return it. You don't want to have any blank space in this drop down. That's what we are trying to say. So the not where size is not null means that if there is an empty field or empty column for the size, you should not return it, or you should not add it to our query. Okay, that's the meaning of what we've written so far. Then in returning the result, you should order it, or you should arrange it alphabetically by the name, by the sizes. Okay, so you should arrange it alphabetically by the sizes. So that's the meaning of order by sizes. Okay, that's what we are trying to say. Okay, so it's simple as ABC. We are done for this sizes. So this is what we are trying to achieve in our form. So we are done with it. Left with the color. So it's the same thing. For the color, is going to be the same thing, the same, just change the names. So I'll be doing it quick over here. Just repeat the same thing, but make sure you'll be changing here. You'll be changing the size to color, and then here to the size it should be color. So where you have the size, you should change it to color. Okay, so I'm just going to pause the video and do it quick. Okay, so you should repeat the same thing for the color. Okay, so here just make sure you copy the same thing in the next line. So where you see the size, you change it to color. So here is going to be colors. Then select distinct color from product where color is not null. Okay, then give the condition, and so give it and color to is not an empty string, okay, or empty field in the table. So where the color for a product is empty, you should not return it. You shouldn't give us blank space in our drop down, and you should arrange the results alphabetically by the name of the colors. Okay, that's basically what we've written so far. So it's going to populate something like this. Sorry, it's going to give us something like this. Okay, this is what I mean. Okay, this is what we're going to have it in our database. Okay, that's good. So now we are done writing the query for those drop downs. Okay, those 3 drop downs. So we have this, we have that, I think 4, we have this, we have that. That's the query for that. So what you see in this text editor is basically the drop down for those 4. Okay, so later when we design our product table and we try to add stock to our product table, that drop down will be seen over there. Okay, so don't worry, this is the query for those drop down. For this, let's see, let's try to test it if everything that we've done here is right. Okay, so let's see if there's an error message, it will tell us. So let's open a browser and type localhost / then the name of the directory folder is what? The name of the directory folder, let's check it, is test underscore lengine. Okay, so we have localhost / test underscore lengine / then the name of the file. Okay, the PHP file is what? If you open it, is what? Stock underscore in.php. Okay, so you type it over there. So stock underscore in.php, then enter. Now if you see a blank space, if there is no error message, from the browser. It means whatever that you type here is correct, up to date, correct. Okay, so whatever that you type here, if there is an error issue or if there is a problem with your coding, it will prompt you, it will tell you. Now let me change something, like let me change something here. Let me change this. Let me remove this arrow sign and see what will happen. And then let me save it. And you see, this is giving me that this error, fatal error, uncut error, value of type now is not callable. And then so this is going to be or one an undefined variable or data connection. So it's telling you where the error is coming from. This undefined, it doesn't understand, it doesn't know you have made a syntax error in writing your code. Okay, so if you don't see anything like this, it means everything is okay. So let me do undo and save it and refresh it. You see, it is gone, meaning whatever that we've typed over here is up to date, correct. Okay, so always you need to test your code, and this is how you can test it. So this is how you can. Later we'll be adding an error message, which is a function in PHP, an error message or an error function in the code, so that you, through the process, if there is an error message or there is an error somewhere, it will give you feedback. Okay, it will be put out to the user, telling you the specific area where the error has been committed. Thank you very much. I believe you find this video very helpful. If you find this very helpful and you have not subscribed to my channel, please do well and subscribe to my channel, okay, so that this community will grow big. Share the videos with your colleagues. If there is anything that you want me to throw more light on, leave it in the comment section and I will attend to you. Thank you very much and see you soon.